I made a team with a combined total usage of 1.58%. How far can it go on the Sword and Shield ladder? If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I tend not to use the Pokemon that tend to be very popular in the meta, and try and have fun and see if I can make them work in various ways. So I created a team which, according to Pikalytics, has a combined usage frequency of 1.58%. And the idea around the team was not necessarily to be anti-meta, but to have at least something which can have the right tools to compete against some of the perhaps stronger team and stronger Pokemon. So start off with the combo of the Regidrago and the Togekiss, and the idea there is Regidrago is going to use his Dragon Energy, and Togekiss is going to use Helping Hand to Follow Me, to redirect, and therefore the Regidrago is going to get as many chances as possible to do as much damage as possible. The Ho-Oh is there as a Dynamax option, and the Milotic is there really to have that super effective damage against the Groudons, the Incineroars. Aegislash is there for the purpose of having wide guard, and then the Luxray there is there again to be a counter to things like the Kyogres of the world, with the physical super effective electric damage, and it's also quite a good Dynamax option as well. And I gave it the Psychic Fangs, which hopefully we'll see in these battles upcoming, will be quite useful. And the Ho-Oh, of course, there to try and take out Zacians. And so here we are into the first battle, and Togekiss using the Follow Me, and good job too, because the Ice Beam would have probably done a lot of damage to Regidrago. And I'm not so bothered if they're faster than me, they're going first, because obviously all their attacks are going exactly where I know they're going to go. So things are going quite well. I'm pretty certain that I'm going to be taking down both these Pokemon next turn, and that Togekiss may well survive, but we'll see. If not, at least it's diverting 2 attacks. So I'll have one Pokemon down, but they'll have 2 Pokemon down, and of course the Regidrago is still in a strong position. So from this point onwards, really, the Regidrago's kind of done its job. So however long it manages to survive, or whatever else it manages to do, that's really just a bonus at this point. So I'm going to bring out the Luxray, who's likely to be my, well, potentially going to be my Dynamax choice in a lot of battles. Another thing about the Luxray, it can get the Eerie Impulse, which again can be very good, especially in this position, for crippling an opponent's Pokemon. So you can see there, I'm going to go for the Eerie Impulse on the Raichu, as I know that the weather is going to mean its thunders are going to be very accurate. And the Regidrago, of course, no longer got the protection from the Togekiss, so I'm going to protect it to just give it that extra turn. But sadly the Luxray gets taken out by the Earth power there. So now we're on 2 versus 2, and everything's evened up. So Dragon Energy and the Ho-Oh is going to be my Dynamax choice here. And I'm more concerned really with the Raichu, with those thunders in the rain. So somewhat frustrating, the Ho-Oh gets paralysed, but when we see how much damage the Regidrago does, and Raichu goes down in 1, and that's pretty much the end of the battle. So pretty successful there, first battle, really the Dragon Energy being as effective as it could be, and well, pretty much taking out all 4 Pokemon bar that last little hit there from the Ho-Oh. So that's good, off to a good start with a victory. First match down. So really I think the fact that the Togekiss was able to survive 2 rounds of attacks there meant I won that first battle. So looking here, I'm expecting the Calyrex to come out, so I'm putting the Aegislash out first for the Wide Guard, the Ho-Oh to try and take out the Amoonguss, and then I bring the Regidrago and the Luxray in the back, or the Milotic potentially, and end up going for the Milotic in the end. Not so sure quite what this opponent team's going to do, so that probably affected which Pokemon I chose, and we'll see how this plays out. So the Amoonguss as expected, but not the Calyrex, and that really means that the Aegislash is really not quite so useful in that situation where it can't offer the Wide Guard. I'm expecting the Amoonguss to have a Sash, which is why I put both into it, just to try and take it out, because I'm expecting it might do a Rage Powder. So I really want to take that out quickly so that I can then move on to the Dragonite. So that's good information to know that my Ho-Oh is quicker. Ho-Oh is quicker than the Dragonite. And I'm expecting the Dragonite perhaps to have a weakness policy. That's often what they have. So the Max Flare goes in and takes down the Amoonguss in one hit. Don't know what the Amoonguss was planning to do, but it didn't get to do it. And annoyingly, if I'd have, as you can see there, the Aegislash just goes down in one, so that's a sort of equal trade, but of course worse for me because I then haven't got it to use the Wide Guard on. And frustrating in a way that if I had perhaps used the King's Shield there, it would have prevented me taking that huge amount of damage. So Clefairy coming out now, they're about to use the follow me strategy on me, I'm expecting with the Clefairy, but just in case I'm going to try on the Dragonite, hoping that I could do enough damage, but of course follow me. So the Airstream there, I'm just trying to get up my speed so that I can make sure that my Pokemon are keeping on going faster, and you can see here that the Milotic is faster, sadly doesn't quite take out the Clefairy, and now the Dragonite using the Airstream, not too much damage, but crucially increases its speed there. And the Flame Orb kicking in to make sure Milotic's defences are increased. So expecting the Ho-Oh to take out the Clefairy, them to use Follow Me, and then the Ice Beam to get in on the Dragonite. At this stage I'm thinking I just want to get the damage in onto this thing, in order to make sure that even if it does get the weakness policy, I can then, as I hope, go faster than it and take it out before the weakness policy can do too much damage. So very effective there, the Ice Beam, and Ho-Oh manages just to live. I was expecting to go out, manages to live just on the 5 hit points, but the Ho-Oh didn't, it survived. And this is, I think, where I've lost this game, in that I haven't been very good at predicting. Well, I did predict they'd bring the Calyrex, but obviously I lost my Aegislash early on. Perhaps I should have swapped it out into the Milotic actually, and then the Max Flare really wouldn't have done a huge amount of damage. And that was probably where I lost it. A better strategy would have been. So I'm expecting at least that I'll be able to take the Dragonite out here. Because the Astral Barrage is going to kill Ho-Oh, but Milotic I'm expecting to go first, but those max Airstreams sadly have meant that it goes first and is just enough to take out the Milotic. Otherwise I think, you know, may not still have won, but at least the Dragonite would have been down, and then it would have been 2-on-1 with the Regidrago there. So at this stage Regidrago is not very fast, and yeah, it's certainly going to be going down. So that's going to be a loss for the second battle. I think really I just didn't quite know what their team strategy was going to be, so wasn't able to bring quite the right Pokemon perhaps, and then certainly losing the Aegislash earlier when I probably should have swapped it out for the Milotic would have been a better choice, meaning I had it for the wide guard, and so yeah, I think probably bad choice of Pokemon and bad strategy at that point. So 1 win, 1 loss, and we're coming on to now the third battle for today. So my strategy here, I'm thinking, well, the Regidrago and Togekiss, there's nothing to, maybe other than the Ice Rider, really super effectively attack them. I'm thinking of the Luxray for the Blastoise, and so the Voltund can't be very effective, and so we'll see how we go. I'm hoping that my Togekiss will be able to survive and they won't bring the Voltund straight out, so I'll get more turns. Sadly they do, but again we'll go for the Regidrago. Togekiss, same strategy, just try and do as much damage as possible and redirect those attacks. So I think a lot of people expect the Togekiss to have the Serene Grace and Air Slash, which it does have, but as you can see, very rarely or never so far gets to use it. And I'm expecting that they're going to use a Lightning, a Max Lightning on the Togekiss to take it out in one hit. But I'm very pleased that I've used the Follow Me, because that means that the Fairy type attack gets redirected and saves Regidrago entirely there. And the Thunderbolt, I'm under half health, so I know Togekiss is going to go down next turn. And I can see that here I'm not going to take them out in the 2 turns that it's going to take to kill the Togekiss, but I'm thinking at least I'm going to do as much damage as possible. And again, the Max Star for Togekiss survives, which means 2 whole turns of attacks being diverted. Very bulky there, which is good. And now the Dragon Energy is going to come in and put them both into the red zone. Bolton with a Citrus Berry, but still thinking basically next turn, 1 more turn attack, and that will do the job. So I'm thinking about the Luxray to come out. The Milotic's not going to be a great one to bring in because of all the electric on the field. So out comes the Luxray, reducing the attack, which is good, and then I know they're not going to be able to get too much, likely to get super effective damage on me, judging what they've got so far. So I'm just wanting to take out the Silvally, and the Regidrago again protect, so I'm expecting them to try and target it now that they can, because they know it's such a big threat. And again, the protect strategy working well there, so effectively it survives at least 3 turns, 2 from the Togekiss and 1 for the protect, and it's wasted their Dynamax, and of course I haven't yet Dynamaxed. So I'm not so worried about the Ice Rider because I haven't got Trick Room as far as I know, and therefore I'm thinking, well, I can probably put both attacks in. It tends not to be very tough, but hopefully I can take it out in one go. So here's the time for Dynamax, and we go for the Max Lightning there onto the Calyrex in the hope of taking it out before it can even go. So the Boltund, I know it's got some kind of Fairy type move, but I'm not so worried about it there, because again the Regidrago's done his job. So the Max Lightning putting Calyrex very low. I know that Dragon Energy is going to come in and take out the Calyrex. And the Boltund as well. So that's 3 out of the 4 Pokemon down. I've got Electric Terrain on the field, and rather sadly for my opponent's last Pokemon, as it comes out, it happens to be a Blastoise, which doesn't really stand a great deal of chance at this moment. So I think really again the key to victory in this one was probably selecting the right Pokemon, and again the Togekiss doing the diversion long enough, then not having the tools to deal with it, meaning that I could just get off so much damage there. So that's it, 2 wins and 1 loss for the first 3 games. So there'll be more to come in this series. So if you've enjoyed, do put a comment or a like and share and subscribe as you like. And thank you for watching.